is ways of reducing stress, and it should be everyone's number one goal to actually reduce stress as much as possible in their lives. Too much stress comes in many forms in our bodies, such as our acne, mood swings, might experience from anger to anxiety to irritability of even the most smallest things that happen in your life, lack of sleep, inability to concentrate, memory issues, digestive problems, itchy skin, sore jaw problems, strange dreams, rapid heartbeat all of a sudden. And so like these are just signs that you have too much stress and things going on in your life. So many of these signs are physiological, emotional, or psychological, and you have to be very conscious of what's happening and that you might need to take a moment to actually detox. So here are some hacks to look to reduce stress. The most important one is sleep. The main point of sleep is to allow your cells to receive instructions for repairing and growing. A simple rule I follow is something known as 4-3-2-1. So 4 hours before you sleep, I would simply avoid working out. 3 hours before I sleep, I avoid eating. 2 hours before I sleep, I avoid doing any heavy cognitive work or routine. And 1 hour before, I just avoid blue light exposure and even the devices, and I just do something that's more relaxing. So I have something on my phone where it's called sleep mode, where 1 hour before, it will literally go to something like, it will be grayscale and it will have this anti-blue light filter on. And an hour before, I also just do something relaxing, like reading a book on the Kindle, which has no blue light filter or anything like that. And anything that keeps my heart rate at rest and keeps me relaxed. So it's easier for me to fall into sleep and go into the deep REM cycle. So I think one of the biggest problems a lot of us face, and I've experienced this as well, is watching Netflix and binging, which gives instructions to our stomach and body at nighttime that instead of using that for repairing and regrowing the cells in our body, we're giving instructions to our body to use it for digestion. All that energy, which is supposed to be for getting stronger, for just digesting the rubbish that I ate. Hence, it's very important to try and not eat anything 3 hours before you sleep to allow your body to digest and use most of the energy whilst you're sleeping for recovery. And a hack that I do is 2 hours before I sleep, I brush my teeth so I won't feel tempted to eat anything. And it's also worth blacking out your room and keeping it at room temperature for optimal sleep according to studies. And 1 to 2 hours before, you just avoid the phone exposure. And as I said, 1 hour before, just have sleep mode or something and just do something that's just gonna keep you at a very relaxed state. Whether that's meditating, whether that's listening to a podcast, or whether that's listening to music that's like relaxing, or just reading a book, whatever it is, just find what actually makes you relaxed and just do that. Because you don't want to do anything that requires too much work or cognitive effort, because it's just going to basically fire up your nervous system and just raise your heart rate and just keep you up late at night, and you'll find it very difficult to sleep. And it'll just have a flow-on effect on the day after. Your performance, you feel miserable, lethargic. And now just imagine that compounding for decades long. It will reduce everything, like your cognitive ability, your performance at the gym, your ability to even remember things, and so on and so forth. People don't realize how much second-order consequences this little thing can have. So focus on that and just try having a very good sleep routine. Usually, it doesn't matter if it's 8 or 9 hours, it's just within the 6 to 9 hour range usually. It just depends on your circadian rhythm, because everyone is a bit different. Some people are okay on 6 hours, some people are okay on 7-8 hours. It just depends upon you. You'll know yourself, your body will tell you. You wake up and you feel miserable, then that is already a sign that you need much more sleep, or you need a better circadian rhythm, or you need better sleep hygiene, doing the things that I mentioned. Second is to get sunlight, 10 to 20 minutes a day. Sunlight stimulates the production of vitamin D, although it's not really enough, so most people have to take some sort of supplement. But also serotonin, which are both actually essential for improving our mood. But what the sun does is that it actually helps regulate our internal body clock, which is known as circadian rhythm. So that will actually help you ultimately fall asleep later at nighttime, because it's just telling your body that you're awake and you're alert right now when you wake up and you look at the sun in the morning. So it resets the circadian rhythm. Another thing that it does is also that it raises endorphins and just helps maintain a healthy dopamine levels. And it's been linked to increased motivation. And plus, it feels very relaxing. Like sometimes I just go out in the sun and I just pick up my Kindle book and I just read, and it's just one of the best feelings, to be honest. Just standing on the sun and just getting that exposure and just being able to read. It's just the warmth that it provides it's one of the best feelings and things to wake up to in the morning. Also, there have been a lot of clinical studies in 2010 where they found that actually men who had more sunlight exposure had higher levels of testosterone than the ones who had vitamin D deficiency. Hence, it's believed that the sun actually helps in testosterone synthesis and regulation. The third is to look into the herbs, such as ginseng, rhodiola, I think I might have butchered that, but I think that's what it's called, and ashwagandha. And there's even chamomile tea, which helps resist stress and have sedative effects. So it helps you sometimes fall asleep as well. And it, as I said, it has anti-inflammatory properties to it, which will reduce stress. So ensure to do some research, of course. There might be some potential side effects sometimes, depending on your body as well. Get your blood work done and consult with a doctor, especially before taking any of these things, especially in your foods that you might have. But these types of herbs that you can put in your food is like holy basil, oregano, lemon balm, rosemary, and even turmeric as well. They have, as I said, a lot of anti-anxiety types of effects and actually reduce a lot of your stress. The fourth are saunas, which I don't really do, which I've never really actually done a lot of, but we'll look into more of doing it. But based upon research and a lot of other factors, it helps you get faster recovery. And I know a lot of people that actually are quite relaxed and calm and have very low stress actually do saunas a lot. A lot of successful people especially, because it just detox you through sweating. However, one thing that most people leave out is that you should carry a towel and wipe your sweat off constantly in the sauna, because there have been studies that have shown that in a sauna, when you sweat, you offload a lot of estrogenics and a lot of toxins, endocrine disruptors. And if you do it after you've gotten out, like that, it's still prevalent in your sweat. So you just want to wipe it out immediately and as soon as possible, constantly whilst you're in the sauna and sweating, because there's still harmful toxins on your body and through sweat. So by doing these things, you will significantly reduce stress, and you'll find yourself actually performing much better in the day and even the next day, and it's just compounding through your life. So if you like this video, then give it a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next part of this biohacking series.